Hi, everybody. If we haven't met before, I'm Toby Spiro, the person you've been emailing nonstop about field trips and maybe other things. I wanted to say thank you again for participating in this first year that we're doing this field trip program, these guided tours. I'm very excited about it. I know the tour guides are, and I think it's going to be really, really successful. Wanted to go over a few things. Again, these are really just reminders. It's nothing new, but just to make sure we have everything covered. So at this point, hopefully from you, I have a main contact for your company. I'll be sharing that with attendees in a flyer in their goodie bag at the end of the field trip. Um, Please, if you would like, it's optional, send over a one-page flyer to me. I can either print them myself, or if you prefer to print them on nicer paper, you can bring them to the convention center. We'll also include those in the goodie bag for the end of the tour. Any merchandise you'd like to include, again, please let me know what you would like to include and make sure that they are delivered to the convention center. Room W108, W108 and 109 are both going to be where the tours start and end. Please get those to me no later than Monday morning, the week of the show, so we can pack all those things into each bag. If you'd like to include any business cards or anything else, that's perfectly fine. You can also bring those to the same location. I know I mentioned to several of you and have asked about digital project plans. And again, just to explain that a little bit more, the idea behind these field trips, people will sign up for these because they might be part of the industry or related manufacturing industry, but they are getting into furniture or closets, something like that. And so what I'd like to provide for them, again, as an incentive, along with the merchandise and everything else, is a USB drive, which I already have, loaded with some project plans. So for example, furniture, a bed frame, a chair, a table, something relatively simple that they can make easily, even if they don't have a ton of experience with that particular type of product. It can be these plot project plans can be CAD drawings with cut lists, that kind of thing. If it's something involving CNC, it can be the G code for CNC files, whatever it is that you would like to include. And if possible, I'd love to include multiple. If it's something that has your logo, your branding on it, that's wonderful. I'd love to include that. As for the tour itself, these are 3+ hour long tours. So I wanted to balance how much time each exhibitor gets to interact with attendees with, how long it is and how tired they might be. And so that's why we have 15 minutes at each booth with 5 minutes in between to allow attendees to walk from place to place. We are going to be really strict about those 15 minutes, not because I don't want them to have a good time and, do a demo or something else in your booth, but we really just want to make sure that we don't over exhaust them and they quit early. Again, more incentive for getting to the end, the goodie bags, things like that. You'll see on the schedule, there is a scheduled bathroom break for them. And if you'd like to provide any drinks or refreshments or anything in the booth, you're more than welcome to. We'll be giving them a little brown paper snack bag with just a small bit of water and some snacky things just to hold them over. Um, the field trips are either in the morning or they're in the afternoon. And again, as I've said before in email, we're running one of each type of field trip. So there's closets, kitchens, furniture, getting started in the industry, and then educators and students. Um, each of these can have up to 20 people plus the tour guide. We didn't want to overcrowd any booths. And if we do get more registrations than those 20 people, we'll be opening up a second tour. So it could be as much as 10 different tours. So 40 people per tour. So in terms of things like flyers, merchandise, again, if you plan on providing snacks or anything like that in your booth, just plan for the maximum number of people. So if you are just doing the kitchens field trip, that's 40 people at the most. And anything, by the way, merchandise that we don't use will return to you by the end of the show. You can come pick it up. If you're in 2 field trips, that'd be 80 people. If you're doing 3 field trips, that'll be 120 people, again, at the maximum. So again, it's your 15 minutes. The tour guide is going to bring them to you. Obviously, they'll be there. They can talk about your stuff, but I prefer you talk about it because you know it best. The tour guide is there, an expert from the industry to provide context, to talk to the attendees in between each stop and guide them through. And again, what you do in the booth is your decision, but I definitely recommend make it as educational as possible. Obviously, this is a soft sales opportunity. 15 minutes probably isn't enough to really sell anything and have any kind of real transaction. So my very, very strong recommendation is try not to appear to be like you're just there for the salesman part of it, right? You want them to think of you as a resource to come back. Please visit us. Let's talk more. That's the best possible thing. And of course, we're also going to include one point of contact for each company at the end of the tour for them. So even if they don't end up coming back during the show, they will be able to reach out to you. Yeah, and I think that's about it. So please, if you haven't already, just make sure that I have that information about who's speaking in your booth, their contact information, phone number, email, to make sure our on-site floor manager has that info and I have it as well. Anything you want to include in that goodie bag, and any questions that you have. Again, the schedule is attached in that map and schedule pamphlet. Those are going to be printed and given to all the attendees. You'll have your own digital copy so you know what your time slot is. I've tried my best to avoid any conflicts of time slots. So it's possible if you're doing two different field trips, they might be close to back, but they shouldn't really overlap. And again, one last reminder, just be prepared about 5 minutes before or after your time slot, just in case the tour is running ahead or running a little bit behind. Thank you so much. And again, if you have questions, please reach out to me. You have my email, you have my phone number, and I'll see you really soon.